Today I'm going to teach you guys how to download and use mockups. So I'm going to post this thing in Google Classroom, all about saving your work for Wix.com, Illustrator projects versus Photoshop projects, and down here is the thing that I'm going to focus on right now, mockups. So I shared this folder with everybody called mockups. If you guys can't find it, you can find it two different ways. You can go into your email and look up emails from me. You can also go into Google Drive and search for mockups. I have a bunch of them, but you guys are just looking for this folder with a star in front of the name. So if you double click it, you'll see all the ones that we have right here. So these are all the ones that I downloaded for free offline over the course of the years. They all work really well. The kind of annoying thing is that it's hard to tell what they look like in the end, but I'm going to do a sample right now. So I'm going to say, where is it, that I like this drawstring pouch. So I can double click it, say download. Sometimes this pops up, and it's pretty safe to say download anyway. So if you have a Mac, all of your downloads, and especially if you're using Google Chrome, all your downloads should go into the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. So it may take a minute just because they're such big files, but I'm going to click on it and it says opening when complete. So that means that it should open directly into Photoshop. You need Photoshop because all of these mockups are Photoshop files. Okay, so the other thing that I need up is Illustrator. So I'm going to be using the sample logo that I made for Bella. So you want to make sure that you kind of have a split screen thing going on here. You can have Illustrator on one side of your screen and Photoshop on the other. So if I go back to my directions right down here, so it says download mockup, open up in Photoshop. Double click where it says your work here on the thumbnail of the layer. So I changed this to make it kind of easy for everybody. You're about to double click right here. This is called the thumbnail of the layer because it's about the same size as your thumbnail. It's like a little preview of what's going on in that layer. I can also hide this and show it at any time. So if I double click this, it will open up another tab. My mockup is right here. Look how this image that's kind of hard to see is the same image that appears on my drawstring bag. So the next thing that I have to do is I have to hide all the layers in this new tab. Some mockups are different. This one just has one that I have to hide. So again, I can show it by clicking on the eyeball. I can hide it by clicking on the eyeball again. And this is the thing that you're going to drag your new logo into. So I'm just going to, this is in Illustrator, I'm using the move tool, draw a box around everything that I want to move, click, drag it over, and let go once I'm in Photoshop. So you can see how tiny this is compared to my canvas. I might want to do this, drag it, make it a lot bigger, double click it to make it stay. So it says make fit and save work. This is the big thing. This is the magical button that makes this appear over here. So you can see it's still, nothing's changed just yet, but if I go back here and I go up to File, Save, you can see that it like thinks for just a second. And if I click back over, now, magically, my logo is on this bag. And you can see if I zoom in, it didn't do a very good job. So what I can do is I can constantly come back to this tab. I might want to zoom out more. Maybe I want to drag this to the bottom and go to File, Save again. And every change that you make to it, as long as you have this tab open and your mockup, it will save it automatically once you save. So let's see, that looks a little better. Maybe I want to resize this. The way that I did that actually is I clicked on it, then I went up to Edit, Free Transform. So I just typed in the shortcut for it, which is Command T. Then it makes a box around it, and then I can drag this and resize it. So I'm going to say File, Save again. Come back here. Still looks a little weird. Maybe I'll bring it up a little bit, save it again. Command S is the shortcut for save, and come back. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So now what I want to do is I want to make this ready for using on my Wix website. So right now it's a Photoshop file. All files on Wix.com need to be JPEGs. So I have to go up to File, Save As. I'm going to put this in a place where I'll remember it, maybe on my desktop, maybe under my Creative Cloud files. For right now, I'm just going to save it on my desktop. I want to change the format from a Photoshop file to a JPEG. I want to say save. And then I just want to make sure that the quality is maximum or 12. All of these other settings should be perfect. So then I'm going to say okay. You can see it's saved right down here. So now if I close out of this, I actually don't need to save this file. The only thing that I was concerned about is the JPEG. So now if I minimize all my windows, now I can see my drawstring pouch right here with my logo on it. So that's the goal.